There's a kind of breaking news. The wallet that was implicated in the massive 3 point something million dollar XRP hack, I put it in quotes because it wasn't really a hack proper, but that wallet is making some big changes. But before then, I just wanted to take a look at this very, very beautiful day. It's funny I mentioned Papercoin yesterday in my video. I hadn't seen it in a while, and here it is, featuring in the middle of my bubbles. But yes, it's pump day and things are looking more green. There was a speech that Donald Trump gave yesterday, and it had a lot of forward-facing stuff that was mentioned concerning deploying into South America, etc., and to stop some of the narcotic people that are harming his country. So shout out to some of that sort of aggressive talk, and less about the Middle East and stuff, so which kind of suggests that hopefully some of that stuff is winding down slowly. Didn't say too much about China apart from the fentanyl thing, and he mentioned the tariffs briefly related to that. So I guess it didn't sound so bad to people, so some of that might have affected the positive feeling now. And of course we have today the data. I don't know if it's come out now. I mean, the time zone always messes me up a little bit, but things are looking good. XRP, pumped a little bit, did like a 7% in the last week or so, but looking okay, almost 2% pump in the last few hours or so. And the overall sentiment of the market also looking a little bit better at still fear, but approaching neutral, which is a good thing. The market cap is still a little bit lower than I'd rather have it. I'd rather have it over 4 trillion, but it's not looking too bad. Bitcoin also looking really good. Okay, so the news of the day, the big breaking news is that the wallet makers Ellipal, they have decided to wind out their mobile app, their the hot wallet, and focus on the hardware or cold wallet. The company confirmed it will end hot wallet operation and shift its focus entirely to developing and supporting offline storage devices. And their devices, the offline stuff, is actually pretty good. I'll show you one in a minute. So rather than continue to split its attention between mobile and hardware products, Ellipal is doubling down on what is considered its core strength, cold wallet technology. The firm announced that the hot wallet services will officially wind down by October the 31st. So not so long now, after which all development resources will be redirected towards enhancing offline crypto protection. I can imagine what the boardroom would have been like, when the executives got this news about the big hack and the amount of attention it got on social media, especially XRP related. By the way, I don't really blame Ellipal for this, because pretty much every hardware crypto wallet that has a hot wallet equivalent on your phone or on your browser or whatever, this could happen. This was social engineering in a way. It wasn't really a proper technological hack, if you ask me. So, you might as well have just downloaded MetaMask or Trust Wallet or any other things that are not even related to Ellipal and still have this exploit performed on you. It's, when you release your seed phrase, then it's your seed phrase. And in its notice to users, Ellipal urged those still holding assets in its mobile wallets to migrate funds to new wallet addresses as soon as possible. The company added that its customer services team will remain active during the transition to prevent potential losses. By the way, this is a little bit maybe slightly technically deceptive, because nobody is holding any funds in any hot wallets. Everybody's funds are on the blockchain. What this means is if you have a hot wallet, an Ellipal app or hot wallet that you've used your seed phrase with, then move your money to a different wallet, as in get new seed phrases from a different wallet type or whatever, and transfer your funds away, because there is a chance that your seed phrase might be compromised if you've done the same thing as the person that lost the massive amount of money. So it's not like the funds are actually sitting on the app or on your phone or in some browser. No, all funds are exactly where all funds are, which are on the blockchain, on the ledger, right? And the keys give you a window an opening into the ledger and access rights to, transfer, remove, spend, whatever. Okay. So that's pretty much what it's saying. But I think this is going to be a kind of trend going forward, because a lot of these hardware wallet producers also have hot wallet equivalents, usually for convenience sake. In crypto, right, in the beginning, there was a lot of emphasis placed on security. And of course, as mass adoption started to happen, and you have new and new people who aren't really that conversant with the level of security that's required to secure crypto and how quickly things can be stolen, as demonstrated by, this hack, they start to find that dance between convenience and security. And everyone who's into computer security knows that you have, on one hand, absolute security. On the other hand, you have absolute convenience. If you've ever set up a password, you know what I mean. The harder to guess the password is, as in the easier to forget it is, and you have to write it somewhere or store it somewhere, the more secure it is, right? Well, not necessarily if you have to store it somewhere, you know what I mean. There's also diminishing returns. But the easier it is to remember, then probably the less secure it is, because other people can also remember it for you. So you always find a kind of happy medium between the two. And this is kind of what the wallet people have been trying to achieve by having these apps for convenience and access and DeFi and all this other stuff, because they want noobs to be able to come up and use their platform, right? Also, they want to make things easier and more accessible, even for people who aren't newbies, right, to access this stuff. And this is always a problem. This is where you have third parties come in and say, oh, we're just going to give you a simple to remember password. You can store your keys with us, and then all you have to remember is, your password or what have you. It's a little bit better now that we have biometrics on these phones. So if you have your facial recognition or fingerprint as the password, at least that's more difficult to hack, unless the person, of course, has physical access to you, in which case they can compel you one way or the other. We've seen situations where law enforcement, for instance, had compelled people to unlock their phones either with their faces or, their fingerprints. And again, there are other technologies for hacking those as well. By the way, am I not surprised to see that this had something to do with Tron, the network that was used to transfer the token out of the wallet and bounce it around, happened via Tron tokens, man. That network just rubs me the wrong way. Obviously, because of Justin's son. It's just, I don't understand how that ecosystem is still here and thriving at that. It's amazing to me, really. Now, talking about Ellipal, they're one of the top hardware wallet makers, actually. This is a random article I found online. I'll leave this also in the description section, as well as all the other articles that I talk about. So this article is written by, let me just give him some credit, Chisom Madwonora and editor Gary Engelbrandt. Okay, I probably butchered both names, but hey. Basically, this is 2025 top hardware wallets. You have the Ledger Nano S Plus coming in at number 1. Very good wallet. Trezor model, this is one of my favorites. Ledger Nano again. Obviously, Ledger had some issues as well, so take that with a pinch of salt. And then Ellipal Titan, one of their hardware wallets, coming in at number 4. Quite expensive, but sophisticated and pretty good at what it does. You can see it's got an LED screen there, so you don't necessarily need an app or a phone if you have a device that itself gives you this level of access. I'm not sure about how it accesses the internet. I've never actually used one, but according to this article, it's not a bad option. I'd much rather prefer proper offline ones, right? Like, I'm a big fan of memorizing and having it engraved in silver or something like that, or in aluminium, to prevent it from burning down or whatever. So shout out to the article writer. I'm going to leave this in the description. And take care of your XRP. The exploits, as you can see, according to this CEO of this Ellipal company, the attacks are really, really sophisticated now. The phishing attacks are really, really good. Even David Schwartz released an article in his blog talking about this, and he tweeted about it some months ago, that there is a big danger now of these fake wallets, fake websites, fake exchanges that are basically taking people's money away. The best way, not financial advice, doing research, to basically secure your finances is make sure you never, ever, under any circumstances, share your seed phrases with anything or anyone. It's never required. If you're setting up a new wallet from scratch, you might be asked it so that you can use the same wallet that you've used before. It's up to you to see if that's safe or not. Under normal circumstances, I would just create a brand new wallet and then transfer the funds across. I know the gas fees involved, but again, it's between convenience and security. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace.